All right, you guys, what it do? Your boy is back on the grind. One more time, your boy is back at it again, you guys. And it is about 52 degrees in my garage. It was 48. It's cold outside right now. So my heaters, my little heaters are doing what they can. I got one here and one over there. And I let them run all night so I can come out here and get some work done. But check this out. Ooh-wee! Man, your boy is coming correct, y'all. Now, these I actually got off eBay. You can see how I had to use some double-sided sticky tape. I had to cut it in slits. So this center cap is domed. These are actually domed, but they almost are domed perfectly to the center cap, but not quite. So it won't lay flat. And I don't know what they use as a base for these because they're bendable, but they always seem to kind of like go back to their natural state. So I had to use some double-sided sticky tape. I'm going to try that for now on it to kind of fill in the gaps here. So that's why I had to use that. But I'm going to try that for now. I know it's not going to look the best when you look like directly on top of it, but we'll see what happens. They're cheap enough, man. I got these off eBay for like 15 bucks. So if something happens to them or they don't lay well or whatever, I can always buy some new ones. But those are going on that, and I think it'll look really good with the build. So let me set you up on the stand here real quick, guys. All right, you guys, so I set you up on the camera the best I could. Whew. Go ahead and take this off here. So tomorrow, I'm actually gonna go pick up my trim. So that's why I said maybe tomorrow I'll be able to work on it, but I'm not gonna really be able to work on it. I have to go pick up my trim that's a little bit of a drive away. So all my trim that goes over this whole car, I got repolished and actually re-straightened. And man, I tell you, man, that process is a process for sure. And it wasn't cheap. I'll just say that. But you know, at the end of the day, it'll look really nice, especially on this new paint job. And speaking of new paint job, man, I scratched it. Not the car, though. I scratched my rear bumper fillers putting that bumper on. I don't know, guys. I thought that I could do it myself. I protected it the best I could. And I protected it really well, but I don't know. Like, something must have happened. Either the bumper wasn't straight going on originally. Like, somebody might have took it off and put it out of alignment, because I didn't touch anything. I just took the bumper off. And you can actually align the mounting points on the bumper itself. So I'm not sure if it got knocked out of alignment when I took it off or something, because when I tried to line it back up, it just wasn't lining up. And this side, it was really close to this side. So I think what happened was it when I was trying to tighten it down, it was scratching it. So I should have loaded it on there a different way. Now that I think about it, I was sick to my stomach, you guys. But luckily you can't see it. So it's hidden by the bumper, so that's good. All right, y'all. Get everything in line here. So I had these covered up so nothing got on them, but all right, y'all, you ready to see these wheels? Yes, sir. All right, so these are them right here. These are US mags. I don't know the model name. It's like, I think it's like Santa Cruz or something like that. But anyways, they were not that expensive, and they worked and looked perfect for this build here, especially with the color. I didn't even really plan, excuse me, I didn't even really plan to technically match the color of the wheels, but they actually match really good. So this gray here onto the gray of the car, and being that it's not directly on the car, you know, like matched up against the paint, it even looks that much better. So, man, get in the comments, you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Man, so with that being said, I went with a tire of, here's a size, right, 285. Oh man, see, of course it's blocking it. Yes, a 285 30 R20, and this is the Nitto Envo, and I wanted some different ones. I like these ones a lot, but I wanted some different ones to try to match my front ones, but I couldn't find any in the width, like the height that I needed. So I went with these instead, and they were reasonable. So and it had some gift cards. So, anyways, I think they'll look really good, and they'll give me that pro touring type of vibe, and I think they'll look super dope, you guys. All right, y'all, so they are mounted up. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, it doesn't look terrible. So this is not gonna stay, of course. So coming from the factory, these O-rings that basically seal this center cap on were ripped. So when I took them off, they were already ripped. So I had to go on Amazon. Good old Amazon has everything for sale, and I had to find a set, and I think they're the right size. They're just a little bit, they're not as thick, I should say. So I don't know how that's gonna work out or not, but just gonna try to see if it'll go on. I'm just temporarily trying to put it on. Frick. All right, you guys, I'm gonna cut you on. This is insane. I'll cut you back off in a minute. All right, y'all, wheels are mounted, doing 20 damn things at once, and then I had to do some work calls, and man, I swear, man, not enough time ever. But anyways, it is on. I did kind of, I don't want to say ruin it, but you can see here it was kind of discolored. I was using my trusty old Harbor Freight little rubber mallet to try to beat this in, and man, that O-ring just did not work. Honestly, I think it's too big. So this other one coming that I have, it's a little bit thinner. So it's not as thick as this one here. I think it's the same diameter, so it'll fit over this good. And I think this will work. So all I did for now is just put tape around it to kind of fill in the gap, and I just popped it on there. But it looks pretty good. I'm really not too happy about that. But like I said, they're cheap enough where I can go get them again. The only thing that took long is putting the double-sided tape around it, because I actually had to cut it in slits in order for it to kind of fit around the contour of that. But anyways, looks pretty good. Other side. So what we're gonna do is I got the front wheels on too. So we're gonna set this thing on the ground. Kind of see what this thing looks like on the ground. My only concern is they might be a little too wide. And if they are, I'll be pissed. But you can see, I mean, that's pretty damn close, you guys. Oh, I hope not. I hope not. I guess I could have went with a more narrow tire. That probably would have helped, because you can see how it's sticking over the edge there. Oh man, if it ain't one thing, it's another. And I don't want to cut this. I guess I will if I have to, but I don't want to. So with that being said, let me set you up here. I'll set the camera up. All right, you guys, it is down. Well, we might be good. I didn't want it to go too low, and that actually might be okay. Now, these coilovers have they need to settle. All right. It's on the ground. It's good. Looking good. Looking good. I think that might settle a little bit more. It seems kind of high to me. I mean, that's 28. The other side's 27 and a half, which does not surprise me one bit, because these GMs are notoriously known for being uneven on one side or the other. And who knows, it could be coilovers, it could be not, but I don't know. But anyway, she down. She down, she down. All right, you guys, what to do? It is the next day. I literally jumped from that last clip to the next day, and it's about 6:30 right now. I can't be in here too long, you guys. I didn't even want to be in here anyway, because I have a ton of stuff to do. And I have to now run down to go see my stepdad. So you guys pray for him, man. I just found out yesterday. This happened on Friday. My mom just told me yesterday, so she said she didn't want us to worry, but which I get, but you know, I wish I would have known sooner. So, but anyways, long story short, he got hurt, so he's in the hospital. So I have to go down there, see him, make sure everything is good, and then come all the way back up here and do some things. It's a long day. So, anyways, to make a long story short, I'm out here because there's an issue with the coilovers. I'm not sure what's up. I have to actually take them out now and take off the coil and then put the shock back in to see what's up, because I'll flip this camera around and I'll show you why. This is where it's sitting. See how high that is? It should not be sitting that high. I have the coilovers installed. I actually have the springs, the coils themselves, actually loose right now. So the weight of the car should push this down because right now the coilover setting is pretty much at its lowest setting. So these coilovers are supposed to be from stock height adjustment down to, well, I think they say 1 to 3 inch drop. But if I see 3 inches, great. Which probably that's about 3 inches, so that'd be perfect. But I'm not sure what's up. So I don't know if the shocks are stuck or what. But it's annoying because this was supposed to be a simple install, and you know how the car thing goes. It's never it can never be easy, right? It can never be easy. So anyways, I have to take the coilovers back out, take off the coil, put the shock back in to see if the weight of the car will actually lower this thing. So let me go ahead and do that right now. We're just troubleshooting it now. I talked to Gary. He kind of gave me some suggestions. I actually thought of this already, but my thought was to loosen that nut all the way on the bottom of the coil to see if I can get the spring, the coil, to actually not even touch the top and the bottom, if that makes sense. Let me take you under there just real quick. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. So my thought was to lower this all the way down and to see if I can get this coil to just not touch the top or the bottom. So that way when I lower the car down, to see if this shock will compress. But I still might have to end up taking it off because it might compress enough where, let's just say there's only like this much gap in between here and here when I loosen this all the way down. Well, the weight of the car might compress it enough where it'll still touch. So we're trying to see if this thing will lower down. Like, this should fully compress. It should have full range. Although even though you wouldn't use the full range, it still should be able to allow to travel that far with the weight of the car with no spring in it. So I don't know. I'm gonna see. We'll see. So let me go ahead and do that right now. All right, you guys. I figured it out. Man. And it's good. Actually, it's not that bad, but this should fix the issue. Let me just take you under there and show you what's up. Oh, I'll turn on my light. All right, y'all. So here's the deal. So as you guys saw earlier, the car was not lowering for anything. It was just stuck. And I wasn't sure why or what was going on. But anyways, to make a long story short, I was jacking it up from the rear end, and the rear end was not moving at all. I mean, the rear end was not going up or down. And I thought that was really weird. So even when I took the coils off, you can see I unattached them, it still wasn't moving. So then when I went to jack it up to see if the rear end would move and go up and down freely, it still didn't move. And it was actually lifting the car up. So if this all, hopefully this all makes sense. So what I did, I was like, man, do I have some weird length control arms or trailing arms or something? So then I brought my old ones back in. I saved them. You can see them, they're over there laying down. So I brought them back in and I measured them from the bolt hole to the other one, and then over here to here from end to end, and they lined up perfectly. Same with the top. So I'm like, man, what is up? Why is it not moving? So then after that, I just started kind of looking around, and I'm like, why is it not going up and down? And then I get under here, and then I look and see this. You guys see that? So the back of this wheel is touching the frame. Same on that side. And I go over here. You guys can see that. Hopefully you guys can. So that's what's causing the issue. Man, let me get out from under here. And now I'm hoping that I didn't scratch my newly painted frame. Gosh, it's always something. But the good thing is I'm glad that I figured this out, because that can be an easy fix. I don't have to take the coilovers off. The only issue that I'm going to run into is it possibly rubbing the inside of the lip of the fender well here. Not a huge deal, but I didn't really want to cut anything, and I'm so tired of making wheels fit for the car. Like, making the wheels fit to the car. Like, I thought I'd be fine with these. I've ran, these are 10, I think these are 10.5-inch wide. And I've ran, shoot, man, I've ran 10.5s before on these. So, I'm not sure why, what's up. I don't know if I got a little bit wider tire than normal, which I don't, because I ran 295s on my other Regal. And those were like, I think those were like, those might have been 11 wide in the back. So, I don't know, man. This is just odd to me. So, what I'm going to do is the car's already on jack stands. So, I'm going to go ahead and take these wheels off. I got some spacers, some wheel spacers right here. So, I'm going to put those on and then see if that corrects it. It looks like it's just barely touching. So, if that's the case, then we're good. So, let me do that real quick. It's 7:05 right now. I can't stay out here past 7:30. So, let me see if I can do this real quick and I'll chime back in. All right, y'all. So, I decided to set you up on the camera so you guys can see. I got it off. So, you guys are going to see kind of real time here, me taking it off. And, yep, it was touching. I for surely thought these would fit. That's why I didn't even check. Oh my gosh. But luckily this is pour 15, so it's pretty thick, and it looks like it wasn't hitting the actual back of the lip of the wheel. Let's check it out. Yeah, so you can kind of see where it really wasn't touching the wheel itself. Kind of this bead here on the tire. It might have been hitting here. Fuck, these are brand new wheels. Oh man. All right, so I'll clean some of this up. It'll come off. Yeah. Not terrible. Oh man, ain't one thing, it's another. But I don't know if it's worth touching up. It's probably okay. If it bugs me that much, then I'll change it. But the good thing is, looks like it was just rubbing on the tire, so that's good. So let's see if we can put these spacers in to correct that. Shoot, you gotta be freaking kidding me, man. They're still hitting. Ugh. All right, y'all. So I think I got some research to do here. So I have my wheel spacers on. Now, I actually still had my wheel spacers from my previous Regal because I had to run spacers and adapters on those because I was running some wheels from like a Camaro or something like that. But the offset was off, so I needed to bump them out. And they actually fit perfectly. These are a little too wide. So the type of spacers that I have are 1.5 inches. And I knew that was going to be too wide, but at least it would have given me, or at least it does give me, a good idea of how wide I have to go. But then you can see how it bumps it out a lot. I mean, I would have to like cut all that out there. But so take a look at this. but you can see how far it bumps it out. Sorry, the camera angle's not great. Maybe I'll flip you this way so you can kind of see. So see that? Now take a look on the other side. Do you see how much farther it sets in? So I am gonna have to do some research. These are the spacers here. I have all types of spacers, so which is a good thing, I guess. But what I'm probably gonna have to do is, well, I got a couple options. So obviously I can notch the frame, which I'm not gonna do. Unless I really like these wheels. That could be something I can do down the line. I could shorten the rear end, which I'm not gonna do. What I found out is I'm only about 3/4 of an inch from sitting off of the closest part of the frame. Everywhere else I clear. So if I can get over that 3/4 of an inch mark, I'll think I'll be good. The only thing is 3/4 of an inch is too much for a spacer. I'd have to run longer wheel studs, which I could, but being that this would bump it out also too, then I risk not being able for the wheel itself to sit on that center piece of the bore, the hub bore. So, and I don't want to do that because if you guys didn't know, so the bolts just hold on the wheel, all right? But the wheel actually is supposed to rest on that hub bore, that center bore. So that's what basically the weight of the car rests on that bore of the wheel. So that's why you want your wheels, hub centric. So with that being said, I don't want to do that and run just spacers only. So what I'm going to have to do is buy adapters and buy some adapters that are hub centric to this, which is honestly a pain in the butt, you guys, because there's so many adapters out there, and then a lot of the adapters, I'm gonna take you back over here. All the adapters come in different sizes as far as center bore size goes, and a lot of them are standard, like you could say like a standard width. So for example, this could be like, let's just say 80 millimeters wide, and so you're gonna see a lot of them that are 80 millimeters wide. So you have to buy hub-centric rings, which are these, all right, to kind of knock that space down. So you could say, again, let's just say these are 80 millimeters wide. I want to knock it down to the size of this car, which I think is 70.3 millimeters. And then, so see how this sits in here perfectly? So you have to buy the size that fits this. You can see right there. Oh, let's see, that's the size. So this is 78. So this takes it down from 78.1 to 71.5. And boom. So that fits it perfectly. And then the center bore is 71.5. I think this bore is 70.3 or something like that. But I think this is the closest that I could get. So, better than nothing. So anyways, that's how much of a gap that would sit. See how thick that is? That would sit in between the wheel and the hub if you didn't have this. So anyways, to make a long story short, this is a lot of research I gotta do. So I gotta find 1-inch spacers, which I don't think that they make anything smaller than that, because I've done a ton of research on this, and I'll do some more. Maybe they make some more now because I haven't bought spacers in a while. Definitely some research. So I'm gonna have to get some 5 by 4 3/4 spacers that fit 5 and 4 3/4 wheels. So anyways, that's where we're at. All right, y'all, what to do? It is about the next day, 2 or 3 or whatever. I don't know. I thought I had filmed the rest of the video, but I guess I didn't. So this will be a continuation of where I last left off, which was, I think, where I had the wheel kind of sitting with the coilovers off. But fast forward a lot until now, and we got it pretty much fixed for the most part. There might be some fine tuning that I have to do, and I'll flip this camera around and kind of just show you here real quick. And then I'm actually going to back it out. It is sunny today, so I'm going to get this car out, and this is the first time I'll really be able to kind of see it in the sun, with the exception of me picking it up for the first time, but with the wheels on, so it ought to be dope. It's supposed to be actually nothing but sunny Friday. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow's supposed to be like partly sunny, but all 60-degree days. So I'm happy about that. So I got the garage door open. I haven't been able to have the garage door open and work in the garage in quite some time. Anyways, it's going to let you guys see what the rear stance looks like. The front of the car still has the stock wheels on. You won't be able to see any sort of like aftermarket stance from that, just because all the stock suspension is on still too. But the rear, pretty much all buttoned up. I still might buy another set of adapters. Now, from my previous clips, I mentioned that I've never found any adapters smaller than like a 1-inch. And I've done a lot of research on adapters over the years, you guys, and I've never been able to find smaller than 1 inch. But it's been probably a few years since I bought a set, and when I went on Amazon, they had a bunch. So they had 15 millimeter adapters and 20 millimeter adapters, and also 25 millimeter adapters. Now, what that comes to, let me grab my caliper. So I bought the 20s. I remember I said I was about 3/4 of an inch off, and 20 millimeters is about, that's just over 3/4 of an inch, you guys. And I still have some room with that, with these adapters on there. So I'm thinking about getting the 15 millimeter. I just would have to pay another $40 to get them, and I already mounted these. And if I didn't have to wallow out the holes a little bit to fit the hub, I would have returned them. Now, the only thing is the 15 millimeter and these 20 millimeter adapters, the hub, the center hub on these, the bore, I should say, is the exact same size as my hub, so it won't slide over. So I have to take my little handy right angle grinder here in Milwaukee. Thing's been awesome. And kind of slowly wallow it out a little bit to kind of make it a little bit bigger. Now they fit perfectly. So I did read some reviews on people having to do that, and I figured I'd probably have to do that too, because it wouldn't slide on, and it didn't. So, but now they fit perfect. So I'm just kind of waiting to see what the stance is going to be like and how it's going to ride. But let me flip this camera around. Actually, let me do this first. Let me back the car out so you guys can kind of see it, and then we'll talk about what I did. All right, you guys, so here she is out in the daylight, super dirty. You can see how dirty that hood is, but I'm actually gonna probably wash it over the next couple of days before I take it back to my buddy, who's actually gonna polish it one last time for me. But yeah, y'all get in the comments, let me know what you guys think. Again, the stance isn't fully dialed in yet. Man, I don't know, man, these GM cars are funny. This side is actually a little bit higher. than this side. And I also have this one, this coilover lifted up, so I'm not sure what's up. My Chevelle does the exact same thing on the exact same side. I guess they call it the infamous GM lean, but I don't know. But also too, it's a little bit higher in the front, so I don't know. Because of that, it might push the ass end down a little bit, but I don't know. Anyways, I'll adjust all that later. But get in the comments, let me know what you guys think about this, you guys. Ooh, I am digging it, liking it a lot, and you can see close up. That sun hits it, man. That heavy, coarse pearl metallic comes out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the wheels. I think they match pretty close. And even this has somewhat of a heavy, deep metallic. It just doesn't have the pearl in it like this one does. But that would be dope if it matched. But it's actually pretty damn close, you guys. But yeah, get in the comments, let me know what you guys think. I think it looks pretty dope. Let me know what you guys think about the stance. That's about the stance that I'm going after. Right there. Kind of see it dead on. So somewhere in there, it'll probably raise up a little bit more. But all in all, it's pretty good. But yeah, I have it all adjusted. Everything is good. Right now, it's just kind of at its lowest setting. The adapters are on. Again, I might have to use a 15 mil. These are 20 mil, but you can see kind of how close the tire is to the lip. And I mentioned earlier in my video that I might have to cut it. I don't think I'm going to. Another thing is on these wheels, you can see how close that is too. Dang, that might clear though. I don't know. On these wheels, they actually have provisions on the back. So let's just say, so you got the lug nuts here. On the back here on this side, they actually have cutouts for the adapters, the lug nuts on the adapters. So that way, if the lug nut or the stud protrudes out a little bit, it actually goes right inside of that cutout on the back of this and allows the wheel to sit up flush against the adapter. I have never seen that before. You know, I've never seen that before. Every set of wheels that I've had, at least I don't think, had that, or not. I'm not really sure, but these ones did. So, which is clutch, because the skinnier your adapter, the stud is still going to be pretty much the same size unless you cut it down the same length. So if I go thinner, then it's probably going to stick out essentially that much more, because the wheel has to set in closer to the actual flat surface of the adapter, if that makes sense. So I'm hoping a 15 mil will fit. I don't know how much more room that I have, but I probably could cut the length of that stud down on the adapter itself, because you can see how much room I have just from the wheel. So I might be able to cut that down to make some clearance. But this is what I'm talking about, making wheels fit on cars. I'm just tired of it after my Chevelle, really. But anyways, y'all, get in the comments, let me know what you guys think about this. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it here so I can get some work done on this car. There's a couple other things that I want to do, and a surprise part that I got for this car that I've been looking for several years for this part. So I will share that in another piece of the video. I'm actually gonna film it probably right now when I take it out, because I'm gonna do a rough install of it on the car. So again, get in the comments, let me know what you guys think. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to get to work here, do a couple things on the car. But yeah, you guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff, y'all. It's coming along, y'all. It is coming along, and I am here for it, and hopefully you guys are too. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here though. You guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. It'll be nice when I get this car out of here to take it again to my buddies for him to do a final polishing on it. He's gonna put back all the trim on it and everything. Then when I get it back, it's pretty much go time on the rest of the car, the front end, cleaning up the engine and cleaning up the interior and getting this thing back on the road. All right, so man, stick with me. We getting there. All right, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff, y'all. Instagram 23. I'm out. Deuces. Peace out.